Okay, now I'm going to abbreviate a lot of when it gets into the people of the world and the races of the world. I don't know how necessary it is to dissect the races as much as it is dissected. I think it is substantial enough to say that the black culture, the descendants of Ham, the Indus Valley, African, Southern Asian, Southern Orient people established the first civilizations, hence the first revelations of God, which is known as religion. In the Old Testament, the races of mankind are classified as descendants of Ham, Shem, and Japhet, which are the sons of Noah. Japhet is the father of the Euro-Asiatic white people. Shem, the Semites, Jews, and Arabs, and Ham, the Egyptians, Africans. And there is a huge explanation in all of this. It talks about Put. Put is the nation that was located at the Horn of Africa, modern day Somalia. The ancient Egyptians claimed that it was the location of their origin, hence made regular pilgrimages to it. Talked about the false beard worn by male and female Kemetans or Egyptians. Look that up, get into that. And then it goes into the word Ham. Talks about how Egyptians came from Put. Put is called the Ta Neter, or the land of God. So you want to look up, it's either Put, P-U-T, or Punt, P-U-N-T. Look them both up. Obviously, I'm going to fly through this part like I said. Ham means black. That's it. Apparently, in translation, the K was turned into an H, which is why the name should have been Cam, which is the root of Kemet. So Kemet is the land of black people. Cam meant black. That's why they were saying that these are the source of where all black people came from. Now, again, you have this story that of Noah. Well, Noah's Ark actually came from a SARS ship. So that's a whole nother story. And one son being one race, another son being another race, another son being another race is, for what it's worth, we're going to follow that as part of the story. I don't know how much eyes would, kind of go with that. But the important thing is that the Egyptians called themselves Kamua, which I may be pronouncing that wrong, Kamau. That meant black people. So what has been found is that this can explain why all races, of all the races, the black has been referred to since ancient times by the color of their skin. Negroes, the Latin meaning negro, meaning black. Because black people, highly melanated people, the people in the original civilizations always referred to themselves that way. Everybody else is referred to where they're from. If you look at any record, all other people of antiquity are referred to by the name of their nation, except for black people. So that's something that's pretty interesting, considering how the Negro, colored, Afro-American, African-American, all of these terms fighting over what we're being called, and this fixation with our color has always been. And historically, we initiated it. Goes a lot into Canaan and just really bringing scripture into all three of the main religions that were in the ancient manifestations of God, which is the ancient religions, Hindu, Buddhism, and Arabic, Islam, and Yoruba. The Israelis borrowed from the Canaanites almost everything essential: language, elements of religion, and knowledge of agriculture. Attempts to whiten the Hamites, which is the descendants of Ham, has been something that has been done. I mean, but for the same token, everyone in the Bible are from a highly melanated area, and there has been an overly documented effort of a demelanization of the characters of the Bible, the characters of religion, the characters of the people who established civilization. We also talk about Cush, which is another name for Sumer, or in the Bible is called Shinir. That's definitely one of the seats of religion, and now you start getting into the Anunnaki as you really begin to study into Sumer. And I suggest that everybody kind of look into the Anunnaki. Anunnaki is ANNUNAKI. Close. It'll come up. Anunnaki. It's far out, but we have been catching up with the technology and writing and information that Sumer had left records of. They had told us things that in 1979 we were discovering. There is in Sumeric information that there is another planet in our solar system. In 2018, they are recognizing gravitational pulls that is making them believe that there is indeed another planet in our solar system. Sumerian writings have not only told us the order of the solar system, but the surface quality of each of these planets, things that, again, we didn't find out until the late 20th century. So it's worth looking into. Speaking of the destruction of the black civilization of India by invading whites, the Aryans, this person stated that Aryans were engaged in the struggles with the Dasyus, which is not Dasyus, 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 or DASAS. They were carried on with unceasing relentlessness, for the two people had strong differences, both racial and cultural. Aryans were tall and fair. The Dasyus were dark-skinned and short stature. And it's just more information that keeps talking about the racial differences. What we're going to do, for the sake of brevity, is to establish that the civilizations of antiquity are established with the black cultures of the Indus Valley and Northern Africa. Now, what we're going to talk, since we're talking about the Indus Valley, they give us some background of the Dravidian people, which some Dravidian people I work with, so I'm getting some information on that. Giving us information and going deeper into the Indus Valley, and that's going to be in your Middle Eastern area. More just so it's going to be northeast of Egypt. So there's a lot of trade, a lot of information going on. Your Indo-Europeans are going to be your Aryans. They are going to be in your Northwest Asia. And talking about different languages, that's what we're going to start going into. So I understand it's herky-jerky, okay? And this is for you to take the information while you're reading, because when you're going into metaphysics, it's going in a lot of different directions, and you have to go through it and kind of pull it, and then it straightens out. So just ride with the video, stay with it. It's going to start to smooth out a little more. I'm cutting through it just because it's so much. We could be talking forever and never get off one page.